Hey guys, we're going to try a live video, so we're going to see what happens. I have a titanium piece of glass over the front of the lens, so hopefully you'll be able to see. And I won't be able to get to comments until after I'm done. So ask away, anything you want to ask, have at it. I'm going to be working on a cremation memorial piece. I have a couple of them to do, several different ones. This one's going to be a space pendant for a lady who lost her husband suddenly by a heart attack. Pretty tragic and sad. But I'm going to use some silver fuming, so I'm going to get that ready. I have a little piece of real 0.99 fine silver is what this is. And so I'm going to attach that to a piece of glass. Hello. You're welcome to comment. I just can't read them until after I'm done. But I'm getting ready to attach this 0.99 fine silver bar to a piece of glass, and I'm going to use it for fuming. I'm going to be working on a cremation memorial pieces, a couple different ones. So first I'm going to heat up my rod, and I'm going to put my piece of silver on here so you can actually see it. I'm actually just going to I'm just going to cut off a little piece of this because I don't think I'll need very much. Let's see if I can do that real quick. Just going to cut off a little piece right here. It's fairly soft. I'll use a pair of pliers and I'll cut that off. There we go. Put that where I know I'll have it later. But it's just a really little piece. It doesn't take much to do silver fuming, but it helps to give the atmosphere of a piece of a spacey, galactic outer space feel. It just really helps with giving it some of that feeling. So I'm just going to heat that little piece up a little bit and heat my piece of glass up, and then I'm going to press it down on there and get it to stick to it. There you go. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me see what I see. Yeah, it's right there on the tip of that. So I'm going to use that to fume in the flame. I'm going to start with a, let's see, I think I'll work with this size of a rod. This is like a 7mm rod. I think that'll be big enough to do what I want to do. I'm just going to have to gather up some glass first. And I'm just going to roll it around into the size that I think it needs to be. She doesn't want a real big, not a real big pendant, kind of a smaller pendant. So I'm gonna do a little bit smaller one. I'll probably do a couple of them for her. And some of this that I do may be out of your view. Sorry about that. I'm going to put this down on my graphite pad down here on the table and press it down and try to keep it nice and even. You see how I press it down flat. And then this surface here is where I'm going to make my designs that I want to put on it. So first I'm going to let that sit for just a few minutes in my on my table right here. And I'm going to get these ashes prepared real quick. It only takes just a little bit. And I'm just going to set them down on my table right here. And whenever I get done, I'll put those back in there, and what I don't use, I will send back to her. And I'm just going to put them in a row, because that's how I want to put it on the glass. I just want to get my line nice and straight. Okay. I'm going to take another piece of glass, same size rod, and I'm going to flatten it out some. So our bones that we have inside of us whenever we are cremated, our bones have a lot of oxygen in them. So oxygen causes a lot of bubbles whenever we encase it in glass. So you have to really encase it thick. So that's what I'm going to do, is flatten this out a little bit and encase those. And I'll probably make a nice little swirl. But first I'm going to flatten it. And then I'm going to set this down on the ashes. And you can see that. See the ashes on there. And I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm going to stretch this out. And I like to tap it so that it taps off any excess or any of the bigger pieces. There we go. So I'm going to fold this over. First I'm going to flatten this lower part down. I'm going to fold this over. I want that nice and hot so that it melts into the glass. And then I want to make sure that those two are really melted good together. And then I'm going to take another piece of glass and I'm going to close up those sides. Now, other glass blowers may do it completely different than how I do it because I'm self-taught on this part. I've learned by trial and error. And so they have their different techniques as well as I have my different techniques, but I think we all get to the same point. It's a little bit different. So now I'm going to twist this out, and we'll make a really pretty spiral, and that'll be really pretty inside of that galaxy pendant that I'm making. So it's just a real soft, light turn is all I'm doing. Just pulling that a little bit thinner. And as I'm pulling, I'm still twisting just a little bit, so I don't lose that twist design. So now I'm going to cut this off by burning it, and I'm going to cut it right where the ashes begin. Won't hurt it. So there, you can see the ashes encased inside of it. It makes it looks kind of cool. Let's see if I can back it with this, and then you can see them in there. It's a really neat twist. Okay, so I'm going to stick that inside of my kiln while I work on this piece, and then when I'm ready for those, I'll get them out. So I'm going to heat this back up. And I'm going to leave the ashes there because I may need them again here in just a little bit. So, but as soon as I get done with this, I'll put them away. I want this really centered. Okay. Now I'm going to, I think I'm going to take the ashes out that I encased, and I'm going to draw a swirl design on here. Just kind of let it melt on. Just going to go around in a circle with it. Keep going around until I'm where I want to be on it, the size I want it to be. Okay. So you can't really see them real good yet, but whenever I'm going to put this back in the kiln, but whenever I start adding some of the color to it, you'll really see it start to pop in. It'll show up really nice. Let's see, I want to use, I want to use a little bit of diacrylic. So give it a real nice shine on the inside. Diacrylic is a bunch of different minerals and stuff, and it gives a lot of different colors. This one has more rainbow colors, so I'm going to just layer that down. And I'm trying to keep the other side of the diacrylic out of the flame so it doesn't take away its colors and designs. It's real shiny, it's really beautiful, and I think it'll complement these ashes really nice. That's good. So now I'm going to add some blue. So we'll give it a real nice spacey feel. And I'm going to go with a darker blue. Find it. Oh, it's right. That is the wrong blue. I do not want to use that. That's a soft glass. I'll find it here in a second. There we go. Yeah, light blue almost looks like it's clear, but it really is not. Let's see. Here's some cobalt. I'll put a little cobalt over it. And I'm just going to swirl it because we want it to look outer spacey, so we want some mixture and contrast of colors there. Ooh, that's getting hot. A nice little layer around the edges of it. And I'm going to use my marble mold, not mold, marver. So I used to make my marbles with. But I'm going to use it just to kind of round this off at the end and just make it look really nice, uniform. It'll also help me to get it all melted together nice and smoothly, and it'll just look really nice that way. I hope everybody can see okay. So where I'm holding at right here, this part is going to be the window to see inside of the galaxy. Just going to draw a little design on the bottom. That's just my extra special touch to her. And melt that in good. I want it nice and smooth. See if you can see that. Just a little heart, a little white heart. As it cools up against that blue, you'll be able to see it better. Okay. So now I'm going to attach a puntee to this end. A puntee is just a term to make a stick that sticks to the piece of glass and holds it while you work on the other side. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on this side. Hopefully that won't fall off. So this other side, I'm going to make it so that it is oblong like this side. And I'm going to achieve that by putting enough glass on here and melt it down. Man, it has some beautiful colors in there with that. As soon as I get this melted in well enough, then I'll start to round it off and give it, I've made it so you can wear it one way or the other, so it doesn't matter if your necklace turns around, it's still going to look really cool. Now what I'm looking for is for what we call scuzz, and it's just impurities that's on the glass. It could be dust or a scratch sometimes. It'll scratch it and it leaves something behind. So I want what we call the window, I want it to be nice and clear. Nothing to be on it, so I'm going to clean that up. Got that water in there, because when the cold water hits it, it just breaks it real fast. Makes it a lot easier to work with. The unfortunate part is I don't reuse any of the glass that I scrape off because it has so many impurities in it. It really isn't good anymore. Now I want to clean up these sides a little bit and get some of this color off of it. Just kind of filling in some of the places that I feel like it needs to go. Messing up my window. Alright. Now I'm ready to put it into my mortar and see what I can do with rounding off this side. Make a real nice window to see through. Heat up my mortar so it doesn't cool down my glass as I try to get it to move the way I want it to. Gotta have it really, really melty so it'll move. Almost there. It's got a bubble in it. I don't want a bubble in it. Take that bubble out. That bubble will probably, if I left it in there, it would probably, after it cools off, it'll suck in and leave a divot or a hole on the outside. I don't want that. I want it to look really nice all the time, nice and smooth. There you go. You see it as it cools. See if I can put the camera, I'll put the light on. know if I can or not. I'm going to try to turn the light on so you can actually see inside of it. So all the white circle that you see, the little white spiral is the ashes, and then the real shiny rainbow colors that's coming through, that's the dichroic, and then the blue is just for the color for the atmosphere. So, anyway, now I'm going to put on the top of it, and I'm going to put a hole in it for it to hang. And I've started doing them inside the glass instead of putting a loop on it, just because I think it makes them a lot stronger that way. Kind of hard to do, but we're going to do it anyway. Goes that way. And I'm just going to have to work them back and forth until I get it done. I have another tool around here if I can find it. Just a second, and I'll look away and see if I can find my other tool that I use. Found it. So these will go all the way through. Basically, you have to work it through till you get it to break. At least I do. Other glass blowers may do theirs differently, but this is how I've learned and this is what I know, so this is what I do. Okay, so now I've got a hole in it, and now I'm going to use, where'd it go? I just saw it. Well, I had one that had a point on it. Now I don't know where it went. Oh my goodness. Where did it go? There it is. And then I'll put a clasp on there or a jump ring for her, so she'll be able to put just about any size necklace on it or through the jump ring. So, now I just want to straighten this up a little bit. Clean up those dents that I made. Now I'm going to take this off. You do that by tapping it. Sometimes you get a little extra glass on it that didn't want to come off. Sometimes you can grab onto it and fix it, and sometimes you can't. Now we're going to try. There we go. Had to get a good grip on it. Now I'm just going to take a glass and swipe that off there. It won't hurt it at all. I'll burn it nice and smooth. Did not like that. Okay. And if I can get a hold of it, I'll fix it. These ashes are very, very temperamental inside of this glass. I'm letting it get way too cool, probably. I may have it break on me. Come here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to attach this to the bottom. Heat this baby up real good. That's why it's called trial and error. Sometimes you get an error when you're trialing. It happens sometimes. I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to get those ashes real hot down inside. I'm just going to make a little bridge over that hole. And I'm glad that it broke on me instead of breaking on her. That would have been too sad. So this will work just fine. Nice and strong. There we go. Better than it was before. Alright, there we go. Much better. Now I'm going to tap it off in here and fix the bottom. And then throw this thing in the kiln so it can temper and I don't have to worry about it breaking. Oh, we're dropping it. No worries, no one's burnt. Woohoo! Okay, it's done. It's going in the kiln. But I need to turn it around. Turn around. There we go. Yay! I'm going to do one more. A little bit smaller one. And I'm going to do this one in kind of a vortex. It'll be a pendant also. So a vortex, this is how I learned to do them. Melt it into a ball. There's so many different ways to do them. But since I'm doing a smaller pendant, let the ball cool. Glass blowing. Okay. And I'm going to roll the edges into a point. And that point at the end of it is going to be the bottom of your vortex. Just like anything, all glass blowers, marble makers, everybody has their own way of doing vortex. This is how I learned on my own, and this is what works for me. So, okay. So now I'm going to take these remains that I have left, and I'm going to start at the tip, and I'm going to work it down. Same thing here. Same thing here. And we have just enough on here to do this one more strip. That worked out just right. Awesome. Just enough. So now I'm going to take some strips of color. Let's see, is that purple? Nope, that's not a purple. This is a really pretty green here. I'll use it. So I'm going to put this. See, I think I want to do some silver fuming on this. I think it'll look really cool. So here's my silver that I put on earlier. There's a little dab of silver on there. I'm going to hold this layout, and you reduce your flame down, and it will throw some silver. You don't knock your silver off. Let me grab it again. There's my silver. And I want to soften my flame again. And I'm going to catch the silver on this. And you can see it throwing out sparks. That's actually throwing silver out there. You can see the fumes. See how shiny that is? That's the silver trapped on the glass. So then I'm going to take a clear and I'm going to go over the place that I don't want the silver to disappear from. So I kind of want to keep it in the middle, not over the cremains. So I'm going to put that on there and here and right here and then right there. And then I want to burn the rest of that silver off. That way only the part that I've trapped will be visible. Takes just a minute to burn that off. Okay, so now I'm going to do another strip, do some strips of color. I'm going to do the strips of color in between where I did the ashes and the silver. Yep, it's getting hot. Okay. Now I want to do one more color over the cremains itself. And I think I want to go with a shiny, see what I've got. Shiny color. I might be able to do the dichro. Let's see if I can get it to go over it. This will also help protect the cremains inside too. It's a little bit more cover over it, which is the best. I'm also putting it over the fume too. Now, I'm going to take and twist this. You attach a punchy to the bottom, and then you slowly turn it out. I'm kind of dragging one hand versus holding a little tighter on the other hand, so that way it gives it a slow twist. I'm going to even it up a little bit because it's trying to go out of even round, so I'm going to just roll it onto the marver here. So I'm just going to turn it a little bit more. Slowly keep turning and dragging. Now this that I'm burning off at the end does have a few ashes left in it, so I'll use that to make her a marble or something else to go with it. I don't throw away any of the cremains at all, none. So I will use that in a little bit. So I'm going to use this to help get the size of it back down. Also, I'm just going to use gravity to help round it down. I'm also going to encase it too. I'm going to put a dark color on the outside so that that white really, the ashes really will stand out real nice. This is a translucent black. I think it'll look really nice over this. Try to keep your vortex out of the flame. So now I'm going to let this melt down. Take that camera or the light off. Whoops. My little setup. So I can get my little pin out of here so I can reach it. Okay, maybe you can see better that way. I'm not sure. Anyway, lost a few of you, but that's fine. Maybe you can come back later and check it out if you have to go. I'll probably put this on there as a post so it'll stay up for a little bit so people can watch the way I do things. But for those of you who stuck with me, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But if you have to go, I understand. These take a while to make. Okay, so now I'm going to use my marker and kind of get some shape to this. Okay, so I'm going to connect up I want to keep that piece. So I'm going to keep that in the water, keep the tab, and I'll save that. There we go. Perfect. Excuse me. Thanks. Okay, so now I'm going to burn this end off and try to work on it for a little bit on this side. Get some of that silver burned off that I had on there. Let's see if I can get some of this window cleaned up. Yeah, some of that silver fuming got left behind. So I'm just going to clean it up out of the window so that we can see down inside the vortex. Okay, so I'm going to try to smooth this end off. See what happens. I need to clear some more of this off. Just takes time to make. Okay. Go a little bit more off this side. Work on this window a little bit. Then I'll turn it over and do the other side a little bit more. I'm going to put a little ring of the blue over this. Okay. Now I'll round it off, work on the other side, and then I'll be done. So I'm going to put a punchy on the clear side and clean up the back, which will also be able to be worn as a front. I'm going to do a little design on the back side of it. Let's see. Do a little turquoise. And in the center of the turquoise, I'll do that. The colors over here, I'll do this color. So let them melt in. And while I'm doing this, I'm also going to try to shape it too. And those little dots, I'm going to draw them down. Make a little flower. Just grab hold and draw it and drag it down. And just kind of bring them all to the middle. And I'm just going to do a little swirl. I don't think you can see that. I'll turn on the light real quick. Just a little design, that's all. Now I'm going to smooth that out. Then I'll put the little hole in it for the hanger. Not wanting to work for me today. Try it again. Almost done. Okay. Put it right here at the top. Gotta get that hole all the way through. Right. Got the hole in it. You just gotta smooth it up. Okay. Now I'm going to unconnect it. And then I'm going to heat this up and milk that clear. Now maybe y'all can see it. Turn the light on. There we go. Okay. You see the ashes inside? All the white swirl is ashes. Gave it kind of a galaxy feel. Make a nice little pendant for her. Back of it, you can see the little flower on it maybe. Alright, I gotta get it in the kiln so it doesn't crack on me. Okay, there you go. Put it back on the hold for several hours, and that's all I'm going to do for today, guys. I appreciate everybody watching, and you can watch it again if you want to. You'll be able to play it back if you want to. Let's switch it around. Reading everybody's comments. Hope everyone has a great weekend and be safe. And like I said before, a lot of idiots out there cruising around, so y'all be careful. Hey, look, Chris, my nephew. Love you. I'm glad you got to watch today. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like a surgeon sometimes, for sure. Oh, gosh. Anyway, I appreciate everybody, and I appreciate all your comments and stuff. And be safe, like I said. And I'll try to do some more demos again soon. Hey, Laura, you just caught the last in. I'm just now signing off, but you'll be able to watch it over because I'll post it so that you guys can watch it again if you want. It's a couple of cremation pieces that I did and some galaxy pendants for a girl. Anyway, you're welcome to watch that. Lost you. Sorry about that. There you are. Hello. Whew, yeah, I'm hot. It gets hot in here with that going and the kiln going too. And pretty sweaty. And anyway, appreciate it. Maybe you can get to watch next time, little Chris. Love you guys. Bye. See you soon.